Have you ever seen a tiny, hurt puppy, so close to dying, and thought its story would make you cry? This is the true story of a puppy who was almost gone, but something amazing happened. What you're about to hear will touch your heart and remind you how powerful hope and second chances can be.
It was a cold morning when I was walking down the street, lost in my thoughts. Suddenly, I saw something on the side of the road. I walked closer and realized it was a tiny puppy. He was lying on the cold ground, barely moving. His fur was dirty, and his tiny body looked so weak. My heart dropped as I realized he was very weak and starving. He was barely breathing. I knew I had to help him. I gently picked him up and promised that I would do everything I could to save him. I rushed the puppy to the nearest animal hospital. The vet told me he was in very bad condition. He was hungry, weak, and had been on the streets for too long. The vet said that without help, the puppy wouldn't last much longer. But there was a tiny bit of hope. The vet started to work on him, giving him fluids and medication to help him stay alive. I stayed by his side the whole time, watching, praying, and hoping for a miracle. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I was ready to fight for him. That first night, I didn't sleep. I stayed awake, watching the puppy as he rested in his little bed. He was so small and fragile, and I kept thinking about how lucky I was to find him just in time. Every time he moved, I felt a little spark of hope. He was still alive, and that meant something. I softly talked to him, telling him he was safe now, that he didn't have to be afraid anymore. And then, something incredible happened. The puppy looked up at me with his big, tired eyes and gave a tiny, weak wag of his tail. I knew he was trying to tell me he was ready to fight. Over the next few days, the puppy slowly started to improve. He was eating a little more, and his energy was coming back bit by bit. At first, it was just tiny steps. He would take a few steps, then fall over, but I could see the life in his eyes. His fur was slowly becoming softer, and his body was getting stronger. I had to be patient, but each little improvement felt like a victory. The puppy was a fighter, and I could see that now. As the days went by, the puppy started to trust me more. He no longer looked scared or worried when I approached him. Instead, he wagged his tail excitedly when I came into the room. He would follow me around the house, always staying close, like he knew he was safe. It was amazing to see how much he had changed, from a scared, sick puppy to one that was starting to believe in love and care again. I could see that the bond between us was growing stronger every day. Then one day, after a few weeks of hard work and care, something amazing happened. I was sitting on the couch, and the puppy was lying next to me. Suddenly, I heard a little noise, and before I knew it, he was standing up and walking. He took a few slow, shaky steps, then ran around the room, his tail wagging faster than ever. I couldn't believe it. The little puppy that had almost died was now running and playing like a normal, healthy dog. It was the happiest moment I had experienced in a long time. He was truly a miracle. Today, that tiny puppy is not so tiny anymore. He's a happy, healthy dog, full of energy and love. He has a new life, a life he wouldn't have had without that first moment I found him. He is no longer the weak, sick puppy I rescued. Now, he's my best friend, always by my side, full of trust and joy. Sometimes when I look at him, I remember the day I found him lying in the cold, fighting for life. It brings tears to my eyes, but this time, they are tears of happiness. This story is not just about saving a puppy. It's about how powerful love, kindness, and a little bit of hope can be. We often walk past people, or animals, who are hurting, thinking someone else will help. But sometimes, you are that someone. Sometimes, one small act of kindness can change a life forever. So if you ever get the chance to help a helpless soul, take it. Whether it's a person, an animal, or even a stranger, you never know whose life you might save, or how that moment might change your life too.